What's up, everyone? Welcome to the March 21st edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, you get one free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. Be sure to use the code Awesemo to receive a 100% first deposit bonus up to $100. We have a 9-game NBA DFS slate. We're going to take a look at 5 of the top tournament options using the Boom Bust tool on the Awesemo.com website. That'll give us an idea of players who are likely to have success, but also are projected to be a bit underowned. And as always, be sure to tune into the deeper dive and live before lock in the 2 hours preceding tip on the Awesemo YouTube channel. We'll have up-to-date player projections, ownership projections, more injury news to talk about. But for now, taking a look at 5 of the top tournament options on FanDuel. Starting at number 5, Kelly Olynyk, $3,900, power forward and center eligible. He's projected for about 6% ownership with an 11% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Jeremy Grant is out tonight for the Pistons. Assuming Olynyk plays, he's currently questionable, but assuming Olynyk plays, he's likely to give you 18 to 19 minutes. That's what he played the last game that Grant was out. We haven't seen Detroit go crazy with Olynyk's minutes all that often, even when they've had opportunities, but Grant being out does help to solidify, that you're at least likely to get upper teens in minutes from Olynyk. He's averaged 1.07 FanDuel points per minute this season. He has an excellent matchup against the Portland Trailblazers, and at only $3,900 with power forward eligibility, he shouldn't be that difficult to get into lineups. Number 4, LaMelo Ball, $8,700. He is point guard only, projected for about 5% ownership with a 12% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He takes on the New Orleans Pelicans in what is likely to be a high-scoring game, about a 234 total for tonight's game. And Ball's playing time has been kind of all over the place recently. There's certainly games where he's in foul trouble, but there's also been other games where he only plays 30 or 31 minutes, either by design or because the game gets out of hand. But in the games he's played without Gordon Hayward overall this year, Ball has averaged 32.7 minutes per game. He's averaged 1.3 FanDuel points per minute, and he gives you a very high upside option at relatively low ownership. Number 3, Isaiah Stewart, $5,300, power forward and center eligible, so you don't have to lock him into that center spot. Currently projected for about 10% ownership with a 13% chance of being in the optimal lineup. As is the case with Olynyk, Stewart's playing time should benefit at least a little bit from Jeremy Grant being out. You're likely to get 28 to 30 minutes from Stewart as long as he's able to avoid foul trouble. He's averaged 0.9 FanDuel points per minute this season, and he has a very good matchup going up against the Blazers. Number 2, Kevin Durant, $800, small forward and power forward eligible. He will be playing without Kyrie Irving tonight as the game is in Brooklyn. He has a difficult matchup against Utah, but still about a 114 implied total for Brooklyn. And Durant, as we would expect, is very productive without Kyrie Irving or James Harden on the floor. He's averaged 1.48 FanDuel points per minute, has a 36.3% usage rate, and a 35.3% assist percentage in the minutes he's played without those guys, and he's likely to give you around 40 minutes in tonight's game. So I think you'll see a lot of ownership going elsewhere when people pay up. You have, James Harden playing without Embiid. You have Luka Doncic in a good spot against Minnesota. That's likely to pull some ownership away from Durant, who is currently only projected for about 9% ownership with a 14% chance of success. And number 1, the top tournament option on FanDuel tonight as things currently stand, Fred VanVleet, $7,300 point guard, projected for 19% ownership, but with a 24% chance of being in the optimal lineup. VanVleet rested in Toronto's last game, but he will be back tonight. Gary Trent Jr. is out for Toronto, which I don't expect to have a big impact on VanVleet, but maybe you do get a little bit more usage. But overall this year, 1.06 FanDuel points per minute for VanVleet. He's likely to give you 38 to 40 minutes in tonight's game against the Bulls. A respectable 109 implied total for Toronto. While he is popular, he is still projected to be a bit underowned. So to recap, the top 5 tournament options on FanDuel: number 5, Kelly Olynyk; number 4, LaMelo Ball; number 3, Isaiah Stewart; number 2, Kevin Durant; and number 1, Fred VanVleet.